imagine that this outfit is not huge.
Okay.
Or outfit was not huge.
So,
Well,
Slippy,
then
knowing kind of a little bit about the insect waifu, is going to sort of suss out that Chut.
Sorry about that. I lost my internet connection for a minute, so it's back.
So I think Slippy is going to draw his pistol, and he's going to say to Chutch, now that the outside person has passed a little bit, he's going to whisper and he's going to say, "All right, here's the deal, pal. Why don't you skedaddle onto your friends, and I'm gonna be tailing you for a little bit, and I'm a pretty good shot, and we're gonna let you go. We're gonna take the drill bit with us, and we're gonna get on out of here safe and sound. Does that sound all right to you? You can go and hang out with your friends again, and we can go ahead and boogie on out of here."
Oh, hey, there's a move for this.
Parlay.
Great.
Parlay.
Tell me what it
Yeah,
is.
We got leverage on the character.
It
roll
is
plus charisma.
another parlay. Yeah, roll plus
Ooh.
charisma.
I got a. Hang on. Checking charisma stat now. Getting sucked in here. That is a 10 charisma total.
Chutch nods vigorously. And do you let him go? When
You give him a thumbs up.
Vigorously nods to this. Chutch sort of stumbles out of Cookie's grasp, and
Cookie immediately retreats to the corner so that now everyone is out of sight of the doorway.
Okay. And Chutch sort of scrambles to his feet, looks around. His hand is on his. He has like a pistol holstered on his side this whole time that he was unable to draw before being taken hostage. And you see him like hesitate over it, and then he looks around at the three of you and the robot like in position on the ceiling, and he second guesses it, and he goes towards the door, and you see another moment of hesitation, and we cut to Ka'arl. Ka'arl, you are coming down this stone spiral.
Since it's like an inverted mountain, I'm kind of picturing, like a spiral that kind of, like stair spiral kind of path.
Exactly, yeah.
Can I see any of the greys that entered here ahead of me further down in the spiral? Because I have a rifle.
So what you get as you're entering into this, why don't you give me a discern realities as you're like beginning your trek down this? It's really, really dark down here. I'll say that Chutch probably had some form of light source on him. And you have
a miner's helmet.
Lantern.
Yeah, an old-timey lantern. An old-timey plasma lantern.
+1, that's 8
on
on discern realities.
That is 8 on discern realities. So you'll get one question from this list here.
Are there any guards? Because I have a rifle.
Are there any guards?
What here is not what it appears to be.
What here is not what it appears to be. As you're going down, I think as you begin your trek down this spiral staircase, you hear some voices echoing up. By the time you get into range of like maybe even understanding what they're saying, just down like another spiral, they have gone quiet, and you kind of hear footsteps split off into a few different directions as you come into close enough view to see the bottom of this, where this area would be, and you see, the back of one of these greys. They are standing with they have a rifle in their hand. It looks like a shoddy like garage built rifle kind of situation. And they are just sort of scanning left to right, watching this area. It seems to you as if they've been placed on guard.
Gotcha. Okay.
They've stopped in a position to where you definitely notice them in guard.
Is there anywhere nearby for me to hide for the time being until they move, since they're standing still? Like another locker, perhaps a room?
So yeah, you're I would say that like this happened like on the spiral staircase, so like you're
Mhm.
peering down and you see their back. In order to get into a place of hiding in this room, you'll have to complete your trip down the spiral staircase in which they might see you. You seem to be in a safe enough spot at the moment, like they are not facing you. But if you, I guess, if you were to fire off a gun and miss or whatnot, they would just look in your direction for sure. There's
Okay.
not really, you're just on this like, long spiral staircase down.
Okay. I'll probably try to crawl past them then. I think that's the game there.
Okay.
I'm very slimy. I won't make much noise.
Let's see if there's not really like a defy danger, don't get caught.
I'll just roll stealth, right?
Getting out of the way, acting fast, right? I wish. Let's call it. We'll call it defying danger, and I think still getting out of the way or acting fast. You're acting fast, but stealthily
To get out of the way.
to get out of the way of the danger of this guard.
7 plus 2. That's 9.
That's 9. Stumble, hesitate, or flinch will offer you a worst outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. Okay, so you drop down low as your octopus self can get, which is actually lower than the average person, because you can kind of flatten yourself into a nasty octopus puddle, and you kind of puddle your way across the ground. Let's see, a worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice.
I have a potential suggestion.
Let's hear it.
If things aren't going excellently, is there perhaps a grating on the floor that I could slip into? Wouldn't be an ideal situation to be wherever that leads, but it would get me out of being seen, kind of thing. That seems like a choice.
I really like the hold for that. However, I don't know that there would be grating in a mine.
Yeah, fair. I don't know the.
I do like this. I do like that idea, and I will hold that for any time that I can use sort of hole in the ground. You slip into it. But I think
Anything
for
that's
this one,
bigger than my beak size, I can slip through.
I think for this one, what it'll be is you turn into a puddle, and you get down to this area unseen. So this guard is sort of scanning higher than you, not seeing this little octopus puddle on the ground. You're moving a bit slow, and by the time you make it to the ground, one of these other greys has entered back into the room and pounded and begun pounding on this door, asking if shouting, what did I shout earlier? Chutch, are you in there? So there is now a person in front of, at least you don't actually necessarily know really where they are, so you're just kind of in this place. But you have this guard who's just kind of scanning over the room. You have this dude, this specific gray, who is directly in front of a wooden door, and then you have a few paths leading off, and then another wooden door. 3 paths leading off into darkness, and then another separate wooden door not being banged on.
Okay. Is this room well lit? Or is there like areas of shadow because of the spiral staircase?
Yeah, so there is areas of shadow down here because of the spiral staircase. There's not a ton of light coming in. The light that is there though is actually coming out from under the crack in that door that the dude is banging on.
Gotcha.
That's where I would say probably most of the light in this room is actually coming from.
Okay, so I think how I'll kind of probably end my little segment, I want to like scooch my puddle up kind of against the wall like Kronk in Emperor's New Groove, but in an actually shadowy place, and hope that no one can see me while they're banging on the door so that I can kind of jump out and strike if need be.
If need be. All right, you pull up on the wall. You 3 in this room. This guy has banged on the door, and Slippy has leaned in and made this promise to Chutch. Chutch throws the door open, and well, actually, he doesn't. He doesn't throw the door open because that would show you guys off. He sort of opens the door, opens the door a crack, and peeks his head out, and he says, "Yeah, I'm here, Mikey." And this big gray looks down at him, big like wide muscular gray, and says, Why didn't you answer us when we came down?" And Chutch looks a little nervous, and he says, I was taking a nap. I don't need to be questioned by you. We're getting out of here, Mikey." Mikey asks if he was able to get any of the Irinia, and Chutch says, "No, this stuff is useless," and he shows off his silvery hands, and he's like, "We gotta get out of here. It's time for us to dip." And the Gray questions him a little bit about this ship outside, and he says, "I think that there might be some outsiders here. Have you seen anything here?" And Chutch is like, No, there's no one here besides us. You know that, Mikey." And Mikey looks at him quizzically, and all of a sudden, Mikey grabs Chutch by the shoulders and throws him out into the this open area that splits off, and he kicks open the door, and spots.
Then I shoot him.
First, you shoot him. Give me a volley.
Non-lethally.
I shoot him in the knees. That's an 11 before I even check what my modifier is.
This dude kicks open the door and puts his foot down and begins to step into the room. It looks like his focus is on this robot hanging on the ceiling. And you just cap him in one of the
Yeah,
knees.
literally as soon as that first foot is through the door, it's just
roll your damage. Whatever that
5.
damage dice was. 5.
Mhm.
Lit, you blast him in the knee, and you see a spray of blood come out the other side. And you hear ah.
What color's the blood?
Blue.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's like they're aliens.
Whoa. Space is wild.
There is, so behind this one dude, there is another person with a rifle. And I think
I shoot his knees too.
back corner.
Yep.
Are you like in the back corner of the room in like shadowy, or are you like in the front corner,
Shadowy.
like in the shadowy? So
Yeah.
I'd say that you can see beyond this person and see that person on the outside. They're like, I mean, they're walking over with their gun now that someone has been shot.
I'm gonna signal to Slippy. I'm gonna try and help or aid Slippy in his next shot.
Oh, like aid
By, like,
Slippy with getting this
I'm
other
I'm
dude.
gonna signal where this dude is at and that
Okay.
he's coming.
Okay, give me an aid roll. And do you have any bonds with Slippy?
Oh yeah,
I
we
do
do.
have a bond with Slippy.
Perfect. So add 1 to that.
That's a 10 then.
That would be 10. All right, Slippy. You see some motions in the shadows from Cookie.
You immediately understand my signals.
Yeah, explain that there's another dude approaching.
You
and
use our
how
friend sign
approaching.
language. Use our
Uh,
specific friend sign language.
and
I understand.
BBW, I'd say that you can see this as well. You can see this person approaching from the outside of the door. Would you like to make a move on them?
Yes, I'd like to activate my tractor beam.
Oh.
What is your tractor? Remind us what your tractor beam does.
My machine attracts or repels small objects, just about anything I can pick up, but nothing as heavy as a person. So I just want to snatch his rifle.
Oh, okay.
God. Oh my god.
I really like that. I think that's fun. Okay, there's a roll for your thing. I'm not
Such a
100%
good
sure what it
disarm.
is.
I'm not sure what I rolled for that.
Let's see. There's a roll for using, because like if you fail at using them, they like run out of power or some shit
Operate
like that.
machines,
Oh, no.
intelligence.
Yeah, roll plus intelligence.
I'm not sure.
Okay. That's a solid 12.
Wow, you guys are rolling heavy today. Operation run smoothly and maybe run again.
Cool.
So
Ooh.
one of your little tentacles reaches out and fires off a tractor beam, and the Gray sees this tractor beam coming and puts his rifle up to like block himself, falling right into your trap card, and the rifle comes flinging out of his hand and kind of tumbles across the ground into the room with you guys. And
Ooh.
Chutch gets up.
Totally.
He's Carl. Chutch is kind of nearby. This other gray that's been just tossed out of the room gets up and begins making a run for the spiral staircase. What do you do with this situation? Now
I
you
mean, I
have
have a rifle now.
Carl has
Oh.
3 people in this room with you. You've got these one in the doorway that's just been shot in the leg, one that just had his rifle flung from his hands, and Chutch, who has been tossed into the room, is now making a run for the stairs. None of them see you.
Yeah.
It fits my thing.
Shoot Chutch in his knee.
Yeah, I was about to say, would Chutch count as defenseless or surprised by any chance since he's running away?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even know you're there. So 100% Chutch is defenseless and surprised. He's just
Cool.
terrified. He's trying to leave.
I
He
am
had stuff
going.
force fed to him. He's just trying to get out of here.
I'm gonna shoot him in the knee with a called shot. Alright, buddy.
Okay.
I don't know who Chutch is. Like, as my character, I don't know that he's not in on it.
You
He's making a
definitely
break for it.
Uh,
Yeah. That's 7, 8,
That's very scary.
9. With the called shot, so that's with legs, they're hobbled and slow moving.
Okay. What is so 9 is not perfect. Is there legs?
It just I don't get to add damage, unfortunately. They just
okay,
get hobbled.
So you just hobbled them. Nice. Okay.
It didn't
So, yeah,
hurt. I just destroyed his kneecaps.
You
Yeah.
just destroyed his knee. Yeah, you shoot Chutch in the leg, and I think that what kind of gun are you using here?
I'm using the rifle. It's got a
AG
couple
rifle?
things on it. I'm not positive what mean. I was just looking back at our Facebook conversations so I could remember. It's got like precise.
Yeah, so medium far range. I'll say in here because you're pretty close range. I'll say it results in like a -1 total to the shot, but that still
Okay.
doesn't change like the way where you're at. Precise means that I actually think that might have been something I made up on accident. There's one that like means that it ignores armor, and I don't think that's precise. I think I was kind of just making. We'll check up on precise, see if that's anything. And then it uses 2 ammo from one of your canister. But that's about. And then plus one damage, but no damage on this one. You just shoot Chutch in the knee as he reaches the stairs, and he drops and he moans loudly. Ah, what is going on? And the dude in the room with you and Chutch that just had his rifle pulled from his hands notices you and draws his knife and begins to.
Precise means that you use Dex for.
Oh, you use Dex for your attack and not Strength, which I think
Okay.
you did with
For called shot, you already do anyway. So
Yes. Okay. Perfect.
Awesome.
So if you ever
Thanks,
don't do called shot, you still use Dex.
good to know.
Yeah. So he draws we'll say they draw a large like energy blade and begin approaching you.
Who does? Which one does?
The one that had the rifle ripped from their hands.
Gotcha.
They turn and see you and draw a knife.
Cool.
So this dude in the room, he begins to step into the room and he brandishes 2. He's got one. He already had like a thick energy pistol in one hand, and he draws another one and begins pointing them around the room.
Wait, this is another guy?
This
Not
is
the guy we already kneecapped?
This is the guy you kneecapped. He
The
does
guy
not.
you kneecapped is.
You shot him in the kneecap. He does not go down to one knee.
Oh,
He's standing on his gross knee. And he's not like he's kind of like hobbled forward into the room, and he's looking around the room. I think what he notices first is BBW and Slippy, who has shot him in the knee. I don't think that he is making any signs of having noticed Cookie. What do you 3 do?
Shoot him in his other knee.
And the cap.
He must go down. That is another 10.
Roll me damage.
That's so
Only
mean.
4 damage to this kneecap.
4 damage to this kneecap. Your next shot goes off, and he drops to his knees in a painful yell, and one of his guns comes tumbling out of his hands and slides across the floor.
Does he still have another gun?
He does have a gun in one hand.
Okay.
Can
Is he
I?
holding it in the face?
No, he's
Somebody
just
needs to kick that gun back at him to knock the other gun out of his hands.
knock the gun out of his hands with the other gun.
Is he facing away from Cookie?
No, he's like facing into the room. So I would imagine that he
Yeah,
just
kick
he
the
hasn't
gun back,
noticed
Cookie.
because you've still done well at like hiding your presence. But if you make a move, basically he'll notice you.
Kick the gun back. The friendship alley-oop.
Kick the gun to knock the other gun out of his hand?
You just
Fight
shoot
gun
his
with
other
gun.
hand.
You know what they say.
Fight gun with gun.
I'm sort of behind him. So I think I'm going to run up and bonk him on the head with the wok.
He's facing. I mean, he's facing like I think into this room. I think that once you
Yeah.
come out of the shadows, he'll
He's facing
notice
into
you.
the room. Has he come in? Like,
Yeah, he's hobbled in. He hasn't noticed you because you're hiding in the shadows. When you come swinging out of the shadows, he'll notice you, but you're also going to be swinging at him. So the noticing of you is only going to come important if you fail.
that's fair. All right.
Yeah. Most of this game, the enemy's actions really only come into effect if you aren't fully succeeding on every roll, like you guys have done so far.
Yeah, I'm going to bonk him on the head with the wok.
All right, roll hack and slash, which is plus strength.
That's a 12.
Yeah, see, you deal your damage to the enemy and avoid their attack. At your option, you may choose to do plus 1d6 damage, but expose yourself to an attack.
No.
No. All right, roll your damage, which is a d8.
5.
5. So he drops to his knees with a moan of pain as he kind of falls to them, and his weight on his knees. And Cookie runs up and slams a wok into his head, and he kind of sees stars for a second and drops onto his face.
I immediately feed him my secret ingredients.
And then you feed him yours. How many eggs you got today? You can create 1d2 per day. So roll a d4 and see if you can produce a second one.
Can I say that I've been saving them up?
No, and I think in the future we'll make this roll at the beginning so we know how many eggs that you do have. Only because I hadn't thought about it. Yeah.
Every time we
Yeah,
long
you-
rest.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
if you do have to, you want to use this on this kneecapless guy? I don't know if he's gonna make it.
Mm. How's he looking?
Unconscious.
Dying?
I don't know that there's much of a difference between unconscious, bleeding, and not dying, and bleeding and dying. He's bleeding from 2 leg wounds, and probably has a concussion at the minimum.
I don't care about the concussion. Yeah, I'll hold off. We'll see what happens with this third guy.
You could provide medical attention to him just so that you could know that he'll survive long enough.
That's a great idea.
You have other enemies though still alive.
Not in here. I don't know.
Sure.
It's Carl's enemies.
While he's debating on whether he wants to feed this unconscious body
Gotta figure out how
the stuff, BBW, you can see through the open doorway, and you see this other guy who's had you've taken his rifle from him. It's laying on the ground below you now, and he is brandishing a knife. They're brandishing a knife facing off out of view and beginning to advance that way. You see Chutch, who has been shot from out of view. He's dropped to the ground and is sort of like trying to crawl his way up the stairs.
It'll be a minute.
He just wants out.
Oof. I want to crawl a little closer then on the ceiling, and I want to take the guy's knife too, taking everything.
All right, give me a roll plus intelligence.
Who's the bandits now, motherfucker?
I don't
It's
have
me.
intelligence for
That's a
Rick.
17.
Bandit protocol activate.
What'd you say that was?
17.
No. No.
What?
It's a 2d6 plus intelligence.
2d6?
Yeah.
2d6?
It's all 2d6 this whole game, basically.
Okay.
Almost never will you, I don't think you actually will ever need a d20 for this game.
Oh. I'm rolling d20 the whole time.
Oh, that changes things immensely.
A little bit.
Too late now.
That's 10 then.
Total
Not
success.
17.
Oh my god, this dude brandishes his knife, and Carl, you see a tractor beam come through this doorway, and his knife just whoops out of his fucking hands.
You got like an MRI
getting-
in there. Everything's
He's
flying
getting
through.
really frustrated, and I think what he's gonna do is actually jump after his knife. He's gonna like jump after his knife that's flopping on the ground and into the room. Carl, what do? Your enemy has just dove basically to the left to dive after his own knife.
Let me see. I'm reading what volley is. Someone familiar with that one? Okay. Not a problem then. So the one that's jumping through the air, is he still in the air or has he landed?
I mean, we can.
What's
bullet time
my
it.
view of this guy? I want to know if I can shoot him in the head.
We can bullet time it. You can say we can say that like you take your action while he's diving for his knife.
Yeah. I'm gonna aim for. Can I even see his head? The thing is, if he's diving forward, I assume away from me. I assume his head's kind of out of sight,
mean,
so
you
I don't
could
want to.
probably see his.
And he's
You could
just
probably
sorta
see his
diving to the
knee.
side. You
could
could
probably see his knee.
You can definitely see his butt.
You
What's
could see his
the-
butt. But
the
I
ones
think.
that-
I mean,
What are the other ones holding right now? What are their current armed weapons?
no. So no one in this room is actually armed at the moment. One of them
Oh,
unconscious and on the ground. One of them is Chutch, who is attempting to crawl up the spiral staircase after you shot him in the knee, and the other one has had both of his weapons yanked from his fucking hands.
I thought there were 3 grays. That was where I was
So
confused.
3 grays did come down into here. You are correct. You just only see these. Well, okay, so you know 3 grays came down in, and you see 3 grays in here. I don't. Does Kaarl recognize Chutch as being the dude that came to pick up the drill bit?
Probably because we saw Chutch outside the warehouse, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
He came.
absolutely.
He came out to. Okay, so then you would, I think, be able to know that the third person that came in here is not present at the moment.
Okay. And we took no note of this person whenever they vanished. No one
Yeah. No. Not.
saw.
No. Yeah. No one was
Okay.
looking. No one was like directly watching when these 3 dudes entered when these 3 people entered the room. So the third person theoretically is just off checking out the tunnels.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna try to aim for the Gray's head like as he lands. Like if he like combat rolls, just waiting for that head to pop up.
Yeah. I think that he's just sort of diving to the side. So I think you got a shot.
All right. That is 8 plus 2. That's a 10. So that's
You got, oh my.
they do nothing but stand and drool for a few moments, and also I do damage. Which is a D10.
Yeah.
Which I rolled a 10 on.
So this gray dives for their knife as it jumps out of their hand, and you are prepared. You whip your Oh, we're in close range. We do need to remember we're going to -1, so no damage, unfortunately. But you blast him in the head because we're going to -1, leading it to 9. They do nothing but stand and drool. So you still blast him, and so it's like as he hits the ground, he's like blasted in the head, and you hear like he kind of crumples up into a ball, and you hear like a from in that ball.
That one's
as
also
if-
a concussion.
yeah, like a concussive strike to his head, basically. Yes, this situation stands. Everyone, the folks you in the room have seen this bullet blast into the side of this dude, as well as you've seen the bullet blast into Chutch's leg. What do you three do? I don't think you haven't seen Carl yet.
I'm sneaky.
Oh.
I'm still cronked up against the wall. I just keep like.
Yeah, you see this guy go down in
I'm
the
gonna
door.
go check
in the
on this
door
guy
frame.
then.
You're gonna go
let's
check
see-
on this guy.
Yeah, how's this guy doing? Does he look like less dying?
He does look definitely less dying.
I feed him my
He's
secret
just
ingredients.
sort of crumpled in a. All right. So you
Is this a
give me
compatible
give
host?
me a D6
Yeah.
roll for
Take it. Take it.
your
I'm an insect.
germination. Just how long, just in case, so that we mark that
Oh, I know. I wrote it down. 4 days.
for this guy too.
4 days?
I just figured we would just roll it, and that's how long my eggs take to germinate. Do we want to roll it every time?
Yeah,
All right.
that because some of them may hatch faster. You may get back up tomorrow if you do it right. Versus in a week.
D. That's a 4.
Another 4. All right. I think what
I
we'll
can't
do
reach.
when we do your rolls in the start of an adventure to see how many eggs you have, we'll also do like those eggs will germinate at X time.
Tracks.
So that feels right. Or at the start of a day, even. Not at the start of an adventure, but okay. So yes, Carl, you see Cookie come out of the door and feed this groaning Gray some small things from her hand. She just sort of jams her hand up against his mouth and rubs it in there. And now you know that this is Cookie, and I'll say that even with that,
Cookie, see Carl when I'm in close enough range to be doing this to this dude.
Oh,
yeah,
I'll
I mean,
wave.
I'll say that yeah, with everything that's been going on, Carl is like half in shadow and half out of shadow with the gun out.
Cool. I make direct eye contact with Carl, and I say, "We have much to discuss."
Oh, as
Maybe
you feed?
when you're done eating.
Maybe when you're.
Oh, I'm not eating.
Did I eat?
I don't know if you can.
We've been
Can you
trying
help
to
me
get
here?
to the bottom of this. Do you want to try to eat this person, or some of the eggs
Well-
from Cookie?
Well,
That'd be
if it's
interesting. I
considered
wonder if that would
food.
work.
I'm not sure what all is considered food, but
I think if anyone could prepare you something considered food, it would be the team cook.
Yeah, I'm
maybe
gonna take
W
a
will try
stab at
anything once.
right now.
Hell yeah, that's a good
Snow calamari.
attitude to have. So as Cookie is making eye contact with Carl and feeding this Gray the eggs, Cookie hears a scuffle, not like a fight scuffle, but just like foot scuffling against rock down one of the tunnels, and looks up as a gun goes off. Cookie, give me a defy danger dexterity or strength or constitution, depends on how you want to deal with this. You just want to take it. You hear a gunshot and you see flash.
Strength it is.
Strength it is.
Ooh, that is a 4.
That is a 4. Mark 1 experience. And Cookie is absolutely rocked by a pretty wide blast that comes from one of these tunnels. How much armor do you have, Cookie?
2.
2? Then you take 5 points of damage.
Yikes.
As you are just rocked. And I'll say that you're like blasted off your feet. They're a little close to you. Carl, you see that this person has like almost like a buckshot kind of hand cobbled big, just like an explosive buckshot. Buckshot is, I think, the a valid term for this.
Explosive tube with things in it.
And they have just blasted Cookie off their feet. You two in the room, you see Cookie basically go fly. Like Cookie leans down and feeds some eggs to this dude, and then just you hear a loud gunshot, and Cookie goes fucking flying into the wall that my hand just hit. Let's do Carl first. You see this happen like most directly in front of you. What do you do, Carl?
At this range, I'm tempted to switch to my staff, but also he has a big gun, and I can specifically make people drop what they're holding if I shoot them in the arm.
That's
So
true.
it's also tempting to do a called shot for the third time.
That's true.
Because that gun looks very dangerous. And it looked like it hurt.
It looked like it hurt. It did.
Alright, so with a -1, right?
Yes, if you're doing called shot.
Oh, fuck yeah, that's a 12 plus 2 from charisma,
God.
or from Dex is 14, so 13.
Yeah, you
Eat it, D6.
fire off, and that does damage as well too with called shot at 14 or higher. So roll that as well.
That is a 9.
9. Wow, that's good damage. You shoot this gray that's just stepped out of a tunnel, we'll say on the other side of the room, and they kind of go stumbling back into the dark of the tunnel, but they drop their buckshot gun on the ground. BBW, Slippy, you hear these gunshots kind of come off from the room out. What do you do?
I'm a little scared. What was that?
I'm probably going to. Let me look at some basic moves. I forgot most of them.
Well, Cookie just tried to give me food for the first time. I want to kind of crawl over and try to give first aid, given that you're hurt or something.
Okay, yeah. You crawl your way down from the ceiling and out the door over to Cookie to give first aid. I believe that
Cookie,
there is-
what happened?
there
I'm
is
going
no
to
first-
defend.
Aid or interfere. There's no first.
I'm going to defend the door. So I'm going to close the door, and then I'm going to defend the door.
If you close the door, you are the only one in the room.
Oh,
The
they got
other-
shot out of the room?
So Cookie had to
Oh,
leave
I
the room to
understand.
feed
I-
yeah.
I follow now. Then I'm going to leave the
But you
room
could-
and probably stealth away.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Upon exiting the room, you see what BBW leaning over Cookie, who is in a heap on the ground. You see Carl, who has just shot back at the offender, and you see Chutch still just fucking like arm over arm, army crawling up the.
Ooh, I'm gonna
the
go.
stairs.
I'm gonna go take a hostage. Actually, then.
You're gonna pick up Chutch.
Yeah, I'm gonna go stand by Chutch and I'm gonna point my pistol at him. I'm gonna say, "Hey, do you want to parlay?"
Chutch just sort of moans and stops crawling. He said, "But you said I could leave. I'm
Yeah, but
trying to leave."
I'll let. That wasn't part of the deal. Sorry, that was a part of the deal. The deal was we all could leave, and that hasn't happened yet, has it, Chutch?
I'm trying to leave. Cries. There is no response for a brief moment. I think that BBW, you have a first aid machine, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, roll plus intelligence on that for using that on Cookie.
let's do it.
BBW has first aid.
Mm-hmm.
12.
I probably have like a meal
12.
I could do that does that. But...
What is the first aid
Wait.
specifically do for Cookie? Was that 2d6?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. Sorry.
That's
What?
fine.
What was your question? I'm sorry.
What does your first aid do for Cookie?
Uh, heal and Elia for 1d8.
1d8. All right.
Yes, indeed.
Why don't you roll that d8 for me, Dante?
You got it. I heal you for 5 points.
Hey, back to full.
That was
Whoa!
the damage that you took from the buckshot. So minus the scare,
Huge.
you are okay, and you sit back up, having I feel like it was buckshot that probably broke the skin in several places, and Cookie has just come, or Wally has just come over and just like little lasered them shut painlessly. So you're not bleeding anymore, and you've healed up a bit. There's a little bit of quiet, and the gray that had just buckshot Cookie steps out, hands up, and looks around at their allies on the ground and in the room, and says, "Look, I don't want any more lives to be lost here. Let me just take my chutch and go."
Give me your shoes.
Give you my shoes?
Parlay, roll charisma.
Why would I give you my shoes?
I need it as an insurance that we're gonna get out of here this time. No one would fight somebody without shoes on.
Wait a minute.
I
Shush.
think
Shush, 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 shush.
so. If I give you shoes, you're
Shoes for
going to let
Chutch
me
and
take
safe passage.
out of here.
You can even have this one.
We'll
You
take the
can
one
have
on the
them all.
ground.
You can have them all, but I want your shoes.
My shoes, and I can take my crew out of here.
Shoes for friends.
Shoes for Cruz. That's correct.
They squint their eyes, and they look at you all, and they start kicking off their shoes, and they come forward slowly, and they pick up their guy on the off the ground who's still moaning. He just got concussed. They look
Yeah,
at the other one who
shut those guys out
doesn't
too.
seem to be breathing, and then they hobble their buddy to the stairs and sort of, like, excuse me, pardon me, past you, and pick up Chutch on the ground, who's moaning just like a child the whole time. And they all hobble together up the grand staircase slowly and out of sight. And the four of you find yourselves now alone in the mine.
All right. So who wants to become miners? Because we've got the bit now.
This is our mine now.
There's no one else here. We can give it at least one go.
I don't know how to mine.
I
Me
can
neither.
try. Is there a vein nearby on a wall or anything that I can see that looks remotely mineable?
Not actually from this main room, no.
Also, I
peeking
assume
around-
the bit is like attached to a machine.
Peeking around, you folks get the ideas that like these tunnels probably were the beginning of those veins, right? Like you, in order to find where they were mining last, you'll have to trek off down these tunnels with a prepared drill. There's still another wooden door you folks have not opened, and then all of the so you, like I said, in the employee break room, there's no machine yet that seems to fit this big ass drill head that you guys brought in on your cart. All that are in there are like 20 different handheld like crank drills that would require a smaller drill head than the one, and are all bit busted to shit.
Never mind. Never mind. That seems like too much work. Let's just sell it. Does anybody have any black market connections?
Not a one. Also, our whole job was to deliver it, and we've done that. So why don't we?
If
just
only
get-
Carissa was here. Carissa has tons of black market connections.
Were we supposed to get paid here or there? Because that depends on whether or not we actually
Move
succeeded.
on. That's true. That's true. You did
It
deliver
turned
it to
out
the
that
mine.
Chutch was not actually the intended recipient, so we prevented a burglary.
So who was the intended
We
recipient,
went
though?
above and beyond and deserve a bonus.
Really?
I think probably the intended recipient is dead. I don't think they're alive anymore.
That's not our problem.
So who's gonna pay us is what
You
I'm
guys
concerned about.
You also haven't looked at all.
I mean, let's
It's true.
open this. I'm gonna open this door. We'll open this other door. But also, we've delivered it, and
No, I
the
think you're
miners
dead.
aren't paying us. The ship is
You
paying us.
open the other door, and it is a storage closet with 10 miners all in there with like the cloth gags and like hands behind their back,
Just
all in like
Slowly
little
close the
U-
door.
and they're all looking up at you like terrified.
No, I don't see any miners yet.
And I close the door.
These are-
no
These are all
miners
full-grown
here.
adults.
That's pretty funny.
You walked into the wrong party.
Thanks.
Well,
Hey, do you guys want a drill bit?
We brought your drill.
Who's in charge of drill bits around here? Is it you? Just pointed around.
Muffled screams sort of come from around the room.
Guess they don't
Oh,
like drill
sorry,
bits.
and I go to help them get untied.
Turn around and walk away. I say, not even.
Not even a thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't saved them yet.
We're in the process of saving them.
Slippy's on it.
We did, 'cause
Slippy's
we
on it.
drove
Don't
off
worry.
These guys could be our personal crew members if we just take
If
them back
you
to the
would have
ship.
left without finding them, they still die. You have not saved them yet. Also, they're gagged.
I mean, the other people are fixing. Slippy's gonna go do something about it.
I'm picking them up right now. I'm helping them to their feet. Just
Hell
trying to get
yeah.
the adventure
There's more
going.
to do.
Slippy's neutral. He just wants to pass unnoticed.
I'm a forage.
Forge around in these mines, see what you can find while they're letting the folks go.
Because I have some people in need to.
You sure do. The miners, after you turned around from them, ooh,
was
I
very
gotta
funny.
cook.
I'm a fun mixture of friendly and entirely alien.
Okay, so Slippy
Ooh.
comes and
Well, that's
begins
experience.
helping them all up and untying them and ungagging them, and they all come out. And they're very thankful. And the head miner mentions that they've been holed up in there for several days after they had sent out the request for more drill bits. They broke their last one. They were just sort of on a drinking bender waiting for the drill bits to show up, partying a little bit, and then all of a sudden these thieves came out of nowhere. Idiots, says the mine captain, as they didn't actually know how to do any of the mining, and they definitely ruined many of our veins trying to mine it by hand. And he checks the main drill bit. He presses a button on the back of this big ass drill bit you have brought in, and it opens up, and it's just like a little drill bit chest that's filled with a bunch of smaller drill bits for these hand drills. And he nods approvingly and says, "This is perfect. Is there a form I can sign?" And you hand him the form, and it says "Chutch" on the form, and he
Yeah,
rolls his
just
eyes.
side around it.
He rolls his eyes and signs his name above Chutch's name. And invites you guys to share a meal with him. He says, "We don't have a lot, and we're also not great cooks, but we have fun here."
I like to have fun.
Okay, so,
I also used to like to have fun too.
you get these ingredients, and the GM will tell you what they are.
You get on a failure.
I still get one of either of them, but I have to be prepared for the worst. So first, I have to tell you how I go about it. And I go about it by finding like a hole and like squeezing partway into it. I'm looking for like fungus or something like that. I'm looking for
Alright.
cave stuff.
So you trek off down one of these tunnels while they're all getting freed, just like peeking around looking for the underground mushrooms and mosses and such. And you find a crack in the wall that's not not all together so tight. And you see some like mosses growing on the other side of that rock, and you squeeze yourself through. About halfway, you realize that you are pretty stuck in this like crack. You can fit like basically half your body. It's like your chest plate is like keeping it from.
Oh
It
no,
has
my
no give with the
thorax.
chitin basically. Um, and you can like peer your head around. There's like a smaller chamber on the other side of this crack, and you see some mushrooms
A gourmet
growing.
ingredient as well.
Gourmet ingredient. You see some mushrooms growing, but you see these mushrooms in a light that you are not producing. There is a light, a faint light coming from one of the walls, basically, and on the other side of this room. It's just sort of kind of shimmering through some cracks. And with one final push, you feel your chitin scrape against this rock, and you force yourself through. Not actually sure if you can get back through, but you find yourself in a small-ish little stone, like natural stone room. There are mushrooms growing up along like little shelves on the walls, and the opposing wall from where you entered is sort of shimmering through some cracks. What do you do?
Well, first we'll gather all the mushrooms.
You gather one mushroom.
At least enough to cook with, so probably a good most of them.
This is a
For
this is a we'll call it an Arinian spore because that's where we are.
neat. Do we have comms?
No.
Well,
That'll be in the shops when you guys have money to spend. It's like the basic radios.
Well,
I think that you guys know.
then once I've gathered the mushrooms and ascertained that I am stuck, I'm just gonna start rhythmically banging my walk on the cavern until someone comes and gets me.
You folks have helped free these miners. Carl, you hear the faint sound of metal striking rock coming from down one of the tunnels, as we'll say, as maybe you untie one of the miners, like one of the last miners you help untie, and you can hear just some soft rhythmic metallic banging coming from down one of these tunnels.
As I take the cloth gag out, I'm gonna lean in and ask, like, you said that the mineral here is overly soft, so I take it that if we hear someone pickaxing, it's not one of you.
No, certainly not. We would not be striking anything in this mine. The mineral is very soft, and they vein across and throughout this rock like no one's business. And if you cause the wrong vibration in the wrong area, you can cause whole areas to come collapsing down.
Okay, then
Do
you
you
definitely go the other way, and I'll go kill whatever that is.
what? And I think at that point is where the sound kind of comes over them, and they're like, "Who is out there trying to mine right now?" And they peek around the room, and he says, "No, we're all here. Do you think any of those bandits are left? You gonna go take care of those for us?"
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll go.
we're
I'll
working
go
on
check
it.
it out.
We also
Uh,
like. Do you have a map of this facility? Because the bandits could be all throughout the facility. We assume we took out a bunch of them, but we already hear another one. Do you have like a map that we can just go around and
no, it's
clear out the area for you?
just sort of these three main tunnels cutting off, and then we have our storeroom and our break room. Just the three main tunnels cutting off. It's not like they're not like interconnected or anything. We're just talking,
Okay.
these three tunnels.
It's a pretty small mine, easy enough to clear out for you. We'll take care of that.
That.
BBW, these I think that Slippy and Carl let you know that they're taking off to check out this rhythmic banging noise. But a lot of these miners have like some minor injuries that your first aid would be
Healing machine.
helpful on healing machine.
I'm gonna start dancing for them
To heal them or to entertain?
to entertain them. I figure
Oh.
it's been a long
Laughter's
time
the
since
best
we had a-
medicine.
Yeah.
They appreciate your dancing.
I'm gonna start playing all these party toys. Like, woo woo.
Name of
The name of this one was the Irinian Spore. IRINIAN Spore. Yeah, I mean they kind of pay attention to you. They're trying to like get over having been held hostage. And they're going through their break room and like repiling all of the stuff back from their break room into their storage room. Slippy and Kaarl, you head off down one of these tunnels, and as you go down the tunnel, the clanging gets louder. You don't quite make it to the end before you find a crack in the wall. It's pretty thin, but I would say that even through that crack, you can see a little bit of glowing light, and you can see Cookie just sort of like haphazardly banging on the walls around Cookie with the walk. What do you do?
Hey, hey, Cookie, what you doing in there?
Oh,
You're not trying to
good.
mine, are you? Because they
Certainly
says they told us not to.
I'm stuck.
So you started mining because you were stuck?
Yep, that's exactly why I did it. You got me.
Yeah.
Now,
I guess I would have got pretty bored too. Yeah, let me help you out real quick.
What do you do to help Cookie?
I guess pull.
So this area, you guys could give that a shot. Cookie would just have to jam themselves back into the crack and have you guys pull Cookie out, if you would like.
I can
How
help
do you
Cookie.
want to be rescued, Cookie?
What's best for you, Cookie?
how big is this little spot that I'm in?
The
Small.
little like natural chamber you're in is like probably no bigger than like this office, right? Like
Oh, okay,
you know,
that's big enough.
like
Um,
12 by 8.
does the robot have any lasers?
I have a laser.
Would we be able to
Here.
like cut this hole a little larger? It was
The
not fun to
robot's doing
squeeze
a
through it
dance.
the first time, and I don't think it would be more fun the second time.
Hang on, let me see what I've got in my inventory here. I'm
I
not a
could crack
robot,
that
but I,
cookie a little bit.
I'm pretty good at stuff. Yeah, nope. I can be useful by going and getting. Hold on, actually, hold on. Let me think really quick.
Yes.
And okay, I reach into my bag.
Okay.
And I pull out. Hang on, let me roll my 2d6 to see how it goes. Okay, I rolled an 7, so I don't have anything else, but I do pull out a pickaxe. I start going to town on the hole.
Okay, I'm gonna call this, while we're not like doing it to give Cookie a bonus, I'm still gonna call it an aid roll.
That's fine. That is a 7 again.
A 7. You expose yourself to danger, retribution, or cost. So Slippy brings the pickaxe out of his bag and begins hacking away at one of the edges of this crack. And I think that Slippy's able to hack off a sizable portion of this rock. But in Here's what happens. Slippy hits his pickaxe into the rock one last time and shaves off this sizable portion. And this chunk drops to the ground, opening up a hole large enough for Cookie just to walk on through, basically creating another little path into this room. However, when that chunk of rock hits the ground, you folks begin to feel the like ground and the walls around you rumble.
Cool.
Ooh.
Time to dip.
Hey, well, anyway, we got our mission, so let's get on out of here, everybody. And then the Scooby Doo music plays, and Slippy starts running off in the distance.
Yeah, we'll at least run back to where everyone else is. Are things rumbling there?
You folks step out of, or Cookie steps out of this room, and you all go to take off down the hallway. Cookie, right as you go to run out of this space, that light from that room, you see like some of the wall kind of crack down and like pieces of the rock fall, and you see that light like get really bright, and then all of a sudden a bunch of the rocks like crumble over it, and the dark kind of sweeps in from that spot, and the rocks begin kind of tumbling down first in that room, and you all book it down the hallway. I'd like all of you to give me defy danger dexterity this time, not by withstanding the damage.
8.
8.
8.
2 8s and a 10
7.
and a 7. All right. How's it going, Brian? Welcome. You are all taken off down this path. Carl in front. We'll say that Wally is like in the room, like waving you folks on. Wally, you see Cookie and Slippy running down this hall after Carl has already come through into the room, and you see the hallway basically caving in on them. You what do you do? You have a moment to attempt to affect this situation, BBW.
Okay. Caving in on us?
Just that tunnel seems to be caving in from your point of view, but it's the tunnel that your friends are running. You're at like the mouth of it.
Oh crap, okay. I want to shout, wait, the thing's caving in!
Yes.
Can they come back?
Correct.
No, so your friends are running out of the tunnel. This is more of a chance for you to help them, if there's a way that you can help them.
Well, I don't know how to help them. What can I do?
That's why I'm asking you.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot I could do. I can't really get them out there very well. I can
I'll
give them
give you
my
first
hands.
aid if you survive.
Well, time to roll
Uh,
be
If they need light, I can give them some light.
Yeah.
I can't
the
see.
the two of you come careening out of this hallway as the rocks cave in to the mouth, basically taking out one of their 3 tunnels. The rocks, as they're like blasting down atop of you, hit you, Slippy and Cookie, for 3 points of damage, and the sort of blast radius of that, as well as it like hits and sprays out, also does the same to BBW, which
Ouch.
actually may not hurt BBW because I think BBW has 3 armor. I don't know what Slippy has, but
1.
1 armor.
How much damage?
That means that just
3
reduces the
total.
value flat, right?
Yes, just flat.
Okay, great.
So you're all blasted with some rocks, and the miners come forward, and the first one chastises you. What were you doing out there with a pickaxe? He sees the pickaxe in Slippy's hand.
I had to save my friend.
I was stuck in a hole.
Why were you in a hole?
Just you wait and see.
What? What?
Yep, and then I sit down and I cook my food.
And begin cooking. I think that there's a fun time here. I think that these miners kind of pop open their moonshine and all begin enjoying themselves as Cookie is making a meal for everybody. Does anyone join in on the miners' moonshine?
Nope, I don't.
No.
Nah,
I'm very busy cooking.
I only do hard drugs.
I'm not. Carl's
Okay.
not much of a drinker.
I don't know if I can drink.
Try
Do
it.
you have
Maybe
any
we'll
goblin
try.
cash?
You want to give it a shot?
Cookie's very interested in seeing if the robot can
Absolutely.
drink.
I don't know. I don't think there's a role for the robot attempting to drink.
Depends on whether or not you,
So-
as a GM, decide he's able to. Because otherwise, I guess it would be defy danger or no
Defy
roll.
danger.
That's true.
And if you defy the danger, you can drink.
Do robots get
I
drunk?
actually I like that. If you defy danger, you can drink. So give me a defy danger. Call it Constitution.
6. Sorry, 7. Another 7.
7. I think that you slug back this glass of moonshine handed to you, and the miners are like, "This is strong stuff. Be careful."
Robot?
And BBW sort of shorts out as you drink this. We're at the end of the mission. I think the hesitation here is you feel like a bunch of your machines like spark off and kind of short out. So
Oh.
you lose access to a bunch of your, we'll say like light and your tractor beam kind of short out. But I think that BBW, you're like, I don't know, like your eyes. I don't really know like what that would be for you as a robot. Your whatever you like see through gets a little
Your
like
optical
shimmery and
receptors?
like wavy a little bit.
This is a familiar feeling.
Oh,
What?
he doesn't remember, but I guess he's been drunk. And yes, you folks, give me this. Is there a cook roll, or do you just
I
cook?
did. I have a cook roll. I rolled a 9. So I get both of the effects that I've picked, but it introduces a complication to the party.
Okay, what are the 2 effects you picked?
I picked comforting. Anybody who eats this meal will feel more positively about you, even if they show it openly. And I picked thoughtful. Anybody who eats this meal feels an emotion you want them to feel. And I want them to feel grateful.
Great.
Lovely.
Okay. So you cook them this
It's
meal
my spite meal.
with the Irinian spore that you held private.
Spite.
And you cook everyone a big stew. What do you cook them? I don't want to tell you what you cook them with your mushrooms.
I'm thinking my staple ingredients are probably ship biscuits and those sorts of things. So
Oh,
I think I'm
shit.
gonna make
Shitty biscuits.
like individual like filled like pot pies.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
Sort of a large empanada kind of a vibe.
Do you
Uh,
partake in the moonshine when you're done cooking?
Yes.
Yeah. They are grateful. They are. I think this is like you enjoy yourselves. The miners are pleased to be alive and happy to be free.
Definitely.
I think that one of them even brings your crew at some point when the drinks have been rolling around. They bring you like a fistful chunk size of like, it looks like silver dust compacted together, and it looks fragile. But he brings it over and hands it to you folks. He's like, it's not a lot, but here's for saving my life, and he hands you a chunk of Irinia.
What's the value on that?
I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head yet. I'm gonna figure out exactly what it does. It might like
value like in terms of like is this a good like a
Yes, this
really
is
cool thing we just got? Or...
yeah. So like, it's already a high. It is a high value material. You guys
Okay,
are aware
okay.
that it's high value. I don't necessarily know what that means for us as games yet or playing games yet, but yeah. A very specifically mined material requires the right ingredients, requires the right tools and skills. So you're handed like a fistful sized chunk of this Arinia. And the night goes on, and at some point, halfway through the night, one of the miners is like, "That was a fantastic biscuit. That little Popeye biscuit you made. What'd you throw in there?
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Those are staple ingredients on that bad boy. I'd like to try to make this for me and my crew."
It's mostly things you can find around your ship. Meat substitute.
We got tons of meat substitute down here.
Crushed spaceship biscuit,
Gotta love a crushed spaceship biscuit.
and the gorgeous, delicious mushrooms growing locally here.
And there's like
sourced and treated by yours truly.
there is a silence that washes over the room, and he says, "I'm sorry, you fed us what?" Did you go out into the mines and pick a bunch of those little green mushrooms growing in the small rooms and the cracks in the walls?
I'm gonna defy danger.
Give me defy danger charisma.
For sure. Okay. 9.
9. Stumble
I say,
hesitate.
Can I try? Can I try to? Can I try and
I
assist by
absolutely
saying
did not.
that's not what they were doing down in the mine?
Yeah, you could give an aid to this.
Great, I would love to.
Did you feel positive about
boxcars, baby. That's a 12.
Gives +1 to Gabe without opening yourself to danger.
Hey, it's
So
a
what do you
10.
say?
I say I absolutely did not. These are grown in our ship's fungus garden.
But you said I could find them down here.
Well, yeah, because we brought them. I
Mhm.
mean, that's really the
You
only.
can find them down here right now because I
Yeah,
have them.
I mean, you won't be able to find them once we leave. But I mean, if you want some, we could trade you some.
He seems to calm down a little bit when you tell him it was the mushrooms grown on your ship.
And then I use our
And
friendship cant to say to Cookie, "We need to get out of here."
Cookie, you see he
Yeah,
has
no,
like
I'm gonna use
this.
the friendship to say like yes, like yesterday.
He has like a pimple on his nose, and this pimple, you see it like bulb up a little bit, and then you see it kind of unfold from the skin. It's like a little mushroom cap kind of hanging out on his nose. He doesn't seem to feel it. He doesn't seem to feel it, but
Time to leave.
time to leave.
Well, anyway, I gotta go spend these hot credits. Thanks,
It has been
gang. You guys have a
lovely
good one.
seeing you and your mind. Bye.
And
Run away.
you all dip as they start to mushroom up. And you head out with your chunk of Arinia and get onto the ship. Is there anything else that you want to do or attempt on this mining moon or in this area before you
Leave
take
quickly.
off?
That's
for
what I want to attempt.
home?
Bounce.
We bouncing?
We bouncing.
100%.
We bounce.
The ship takes off. The autopilot is programmed, and your ship jets off into the atmosphere and into space, leaving the mushroom miners behind you. The trip through space is pretty uneventful. You are all coming down from your first battle as a team. Cookie is, treating some like bruises and some like minor like concussive wounds, less like, is still bleeding and more is like gonna be sore from being shot with a gun. And your ship we'll say like 8 to 12 hours later, whatever that time frame is, pulls back into the minefield surrounding the delta, and you return into the cargo bay. When your ship docks, there is a crew that kind of comes out and offers to unload any any resources or anything else that you are bringing back, if there is anything. And
No
you guys,
resources here, not
you
any
know,
mushrooms.
don't really have resources to give them, so they go on their way. You chunk of Iranian oil. I'll think exactly like on if there's any uses other than sale for our team for next time. You return to Captain Rake, who is in the bridge at his sort of Taskmaster HQ table, and approach and hand him the delivery form signed both Chutch and we'll say the other
Touch is
guy's name.
100% just like crossed out with like pen.
Yeah,
Space
it's
pen.
like two crosses going across it, so like you could still read Chutch very clearly.
100%.
Right above that, we're gonna say his name was Unique, and Unique signed that right, kind of above Chutch's name, but much smaller. You have to like look for Unique signature. And Rake looks at you quizzically, and he's like, "Who's Chutch?"
Yeah.
He
Mm.
turned out
friend.
to be a pirate, but we drove him off. Thus, his name is crossed out.
You guys had a
And we
pirate
saved
sign
him.
for the goods.
He was
Well-
pretending to be a miner. In our defense, he was very dirty.
It was part of our ruse.
Huh.
He never
Well,
saw it coming.
As long as I see that you got Unique signature here. That's the one we were looking for. He slides you each we're gonna say that it pretty much all comes on singular like token bits, but it is a token worth the 30 credits. There was like one show I saw one time that was a really cool money system where you just had like a hunk, and every time you were given money, it like latched onto the hunk, and so you could like pull your money off of your hunk. So we're gonna go off something like that. It's just like a credit chip that you can like, if you add more credits on top of it, they'll just sort of like phase together.
Stay away from my credit hunk.
This is my credit hunk. And Rake says that there aren't any missions at the exact moment, but he'll pull a few together for you to take out on in a little bit.
Thanks, Captain. Did we do good, do you think?
It sounds like you did a great job.
I think
Once we
did
get our
excellent.
report back from the mines, we'll know exactly how well you did. But having delivered it, you got Unique signature. I can't imagine that you did too bad.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Dad. Captain.
I discovered I could drink things.
Well, that is a discovery. And you folks return to your quarters.
Did you taste it, BBW, or did you just drink it?
I think I
That's
just
true.
drank it.
Drank it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you have the ability to taste?
I don't think I do.
Okay. So no like taste receptors,
Yeah.
but you want to
No taste
try it.
receptor. Simply just I know that I'm drinking something or eating something.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and I think that is probably where we're going to end it for tonight. It has been extra long over here, and we have finished up that mission. Yes. When we come back, we're going to do some like maintenance stuff. We're gonna do, if you guys want to spend any money on gear, I'm gonna spend this week updating our like merchant stuff for like more knickknacks and shenanigans you guys can buy and get into. We'll pick missions when we come back and just head out on that mission. If there is more than one or if there's only one, I have some ideas, but I just want to make sure that they line up with what we're doing before I just like hand out the next mission. And then lastly, we should do session closer such. So we've got some questions. There's 3 ways to start an experience here at the end of a session. One is with these questions. 2 is with bonds, and the third one I think I forgot to mention the very first time is if you are able to satisfy your alignment requirement. All of you have an alignment, and then there's like a little
Definitely
tiny,
not.
maybe 3-word sentence underneath of that that is like what you can do to do it. So, for example, of cookies is feed those in need, and Cookie did that. So Cookie gets 1
Those who
experience
need to
for
be punished.
feeding someone in need. Did anyone else fulfill their alignment requirement?
I think mine was supposed to be, or it is, help those regardless of something. I helped
Oh,
Cookie when they were in
let's
danger.
let's see what it is. Use machines to help those with no expectation of rewards. I would say that you got that too. You did not expect a reward from Cookie when you healed Cookie. You just went to heal a friend. So I would say that
Did
that
we? Would you say I infiltrated an area? Because Chutch didn't know that I knew that he knew I knew.
infiltrate an area. No, I think you
Or
followed Chutch in.
avoid detection.
You just sort of walked. You were gonna walk right behind Chutch the whole way in. And then Carl, defend those weaker than you.
I saved miners.
You did.
And me.
You did. You
I think
saved
I
miners
saved the
and
miners.
and
When else turned around.
that's true. Lit. Okay, and
So that's one
then
experience,
so
right?
that's +1 for alignment, and then bonds. We'll start with BBW. BBW, are there any bonds that you can satisfy?
Let me see. To me over there. Hello. No, I don't think so.
Okay. All
That
right.
looks like
Carl, are there any bonds that you can check off?
I don't think so. Not yet.
I don't think so either.
Would you say BBC had my back when things went wrong?
No, because
Yeah,
that's
I
not a
mean,
character.
that's not a character. I would say so. I mean, you hid behind the door and then you watched, BBW like station up on the ceiling, like prepared to
Mhm.
go into battle with you. Uh,
I took a couple things.
yeah. So whenever
Sure, I'll
I
take
would
an
say,
XP.
yeah. So now with that bond, you'll have to come up with a way that it is either it rests now, maybe the way that your new relationship rests with BBW, or it can be something entirely new. You can just like, you know, now I want to focus on my relationship with this person, or Chutch. I had a bond with Chutch, and I want to meet him again. Whatever that is.
I'm gonna take Chutch hostage again.
So we'll replace that by next time, and then Cookie. Any bonds?
I know a robot can drink. Would that?
Can the robot eat? I must know.
I feel like that. I learned the robot can drink but cannot taste.
I would say that's a start on the path to that. I would say that bond could even change to like I've learned the robot can drink, and that feels like a step along the way. I must now like I need to now test food.
So that would that be? Could I get an experience from that?
Yeah. We'll
Okay.
have to change the wording in some way to reflect you,
Mhm.
receiving an experience on that. Okay, and now on to questions. We will continue with Cookie since we were on Cookie last. First, did you learn something new and important about the world? Actually, we just ask everyone. We'll start with Cookie. Anything new or important about the world?
No.
I would say you learned to ask the locals about their local fauna before feeding it to them.
Did I though?
Did I though? Okay, I guess not. Carl, did you learn anything new or important?
Um, not particularly. Not from this mission.
Yeah.
Don't trust bandits.
BBW, did you learn anything new or important?
About the world? No, but I can taste things. I mean, I can eat things. Sorry,
You
drink.
can't taste, but you
You
can.
know,
I think that is something.
maybe.
I mean, the world isn't necessarily like our physical space, but it's like, did you learn something new about your place in this, you know, existence? And I think that you did. You've learned that you can
Yeah.
taste, or you can't taste, but you can drink without dying. Slippy, did Slippy learn anything new or important?
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. Did Slippy overcome a notable monster or enemy?
Are knees enemies?
I would say that just like the enemy crew in general probably get an experience point for overcoming that as a team.
I will say you're right. They didn't stand a chance.
Mm-mm. Did your team loot a memorable treasure?
Yes.
Yes. So
You
everyone
caps.
marks 2 at least from these last 2 questions, and if you learn something new or important, third one.
Level up.
Level up.
Yeah, that's 8 for me, so that's my level. My level up.
Lord, I'm still at 3. I need to
Gabe
start
has
failing
I got
some
5.
rolls.
yeah, Gabe's failed a handful of
Yeah, I need
rolls.
to start failing some rolls.
Same.
This went absurdly smoothly. There was like a fail and like 2 minor successes, and then like 10 overt no fail successes.
They
That was
did not
incredible.
stand a chance.
They
Compared
did
to how I
not.
usually roll, I'm taking what I can get.
Yeah, I mean it's good. It's good because it's like a lot of this is like I don't make a lot of moves. I just sort of set the event, and like the enemies basically most of the time, unlike in Gabe's case, like won't really attack unless it's like in response to something, or in this case it was like me making a hard move to trigger the next event. But things like that, like if you keep smashing shit out with 10 to 14 pluses like you guys were doing, then the enemies just don't get a chance to.
No, I want to get cool moves.
That's also true. I do cool things. All right,
I have to
awesome.
do uncool things to do cool things.
So we will come back next time. We'll do a little bit of maintenance. We'll talk about Gabe's level if we want to, and then we'll pick our
And
mission and dive.
Don't forget
back
to
out
roll for
into-
eggs at the start of the next one too.
Oh yeah. Well, the bonus is this is the start of every
Check.
day. So I think that like when we go to leave, you'll probably roll, and then when we land, if a day has passed, you can roll again if you want, just to like get a little storage up.
Hell yeah.
Boy, we're gonna have some
I think
eggs.
so. So when you roll to get those eggs, and you learn their germination period, I don't think they can last longer than that period outside of something. So if it's a
Got
4-day germination period, you can't just store that.
So
ingredient forever
I've got 4 days
to use it.
Yes.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes. All right. Perfect. Good success.
Woo.
Great spacing.
Hells yeah.
I'm assuming by next time we play, we'll have like an actual Gabe in this section.
Hell yeah. Moving on up in the world.
Except
Whoa.
he'll be on the road again. So
Yeah, I'll be on the road again. I'm not sure. I might actually.
Classic.
It might be better to just hang out here, just because then we're using one mic and there's no weird echo shit.
one mic, no
That
weird
could be
echo.
true.
Might be good. Yeah. We'll come up with. I might just leave that there. Lit. Awesome. Good gaming, y'all. Thanks for
GGs.
being cool with the short one.
Hell yeah. That was a good time.
Catch you guys
All
next time.
Catch you guys next time.
Bye.
See you next
Bye.
week.
Bye.
Bye. Alrighty then. Let's get out of there. Let's see what we're gonna read out to. Oh, I gotta pee so damn bad. Whew. Come on, who's online? Who's online that's cool and wants to get rated? Show me now, Twitch. It's loading so slow. Everything's so slow. Oh, good. Taupe Bear's fucking playing. Awesome. We're gonna raid out to him. He's playing the Mortuary Assistant, which looked really good. That was an interesting one. So let's go ahead. We're gonna raid out to Taupe Bear. Taupe Bear's awesome. Enjoy. I hope you had a good time tonight. If so, we'll be back next week. Friday session should be back online shortly. We're still working on finding another player for that weekly session. And then Saturdays we'll be back with the end of Resident Evil 8 and whatever we're doing next, because we haven't fully decided. So we're going to figure that out this week and tune in Saturday for that excitement. So I hope you had a great time. Hope to see you again. You have a great day. See you around.